if I just tickled his arm a bit? Welcome back to the Real Business Roundtable. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're excited to talk about messaging. We're talking about messaging today, and messaging is very important when it comes to sales. Messaging is important when it comes to advertising, which all have to do with the growth of a business, the growth of yourself. So you, Andy, talk about the definition of messaging, exactly what you mean by messaging or what we mean.
When we're talking about messaging, we're talking about how do you convey to a person, a customer, anyone that's asking you, what do you do? What does your product offer? What are you selling? If someone just asks, what do you do for work? People make the biggest mistake by talking about the actual action, the activity that they're doing. I thought of a funny one. So let's say a roofing company and someone says, well, what do you do? People say, oh, I swing a hammer. Let's say it's a web development company. Oh, I make websites. I'm a web designer. I'm a web developer. Okay, that's the activity of what you do. But to craft messaging that can resonate more with people and really stick with them and make that impact that you might be looking for, maybe you're not, who knows. But if you want to make that impact, rather than saying a web designer, say, I help position businesses for growth by improving their brand, improving their overall presence. I help businesses become more attractive. Then you raise curiosity where they say, well, how exactly? Then you can say, I'm a web developer, a web designer. Another reason why messaging is very important is because if, let's say you're in an industry that's sort of complex, there's technology, for example, whatever. If you get into too much technological lingo, you can make people glaze over and they'll get irritated because they don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. You have to simplify what you are telling them that you do in a very short 1 to 2 sentence. You need to sometimes dumb it down. So when people ask us what our AI does, I say it like this. I go, basically, we can tell you when somebody wants your product or service before they go to your competitor.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't...
I'm not getting into the algorithm. I'm not getting into the source code.
You're not even saying exactly what it is.
Yeah, I'm not go, oh, well, we do with this algorithm does this, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's going to make people glaze over. Just tell people the concrete end result. I worked on a project once. I know I mentioned this before, but I'm going to say it again. I worked on a project with a software company and they had trouble with their messaging. And what I did was I simplified it and they didn't know how to pitch it. And we contacted the facilities managers and I said exactly what it did in the first 3 seconds. And they were like, what? Oh, yeah. And I sparked their interest by offering a simple-minded proposition. You can make a twinkle noise. So a simple-minded proposition allows you to convey a message in a simple fashion where someone can easily understand it. They can relate to it. It will resonate with them. And it will be it'll be a much better communication.
Yeah, so messaging is very important. And, kind of like your examples, it can be used in so many different ways. And it's very important to, when it, like you said before, if someone comes up to you and asks you, what you do, it's all about messaging because, you either can take advantage of that opportunity right there and say something in the right way using the right messaging, or you can just be like, oh yeah, I just do this. And then you guys just walk away from each other. And it could be in a sales pitch. It can be in, just the way you present your business online. I mean, messaging is everywhere, and doing it right is going to bring you a lot of organic traffic and a lot of business and a lot of opportunities. And, I think it's a really good topic to talk about. So how do you want to kick it off? So what, you kind of did
the two sides of messaging. Whether it's your pitch, elevator pitch, introduction, someone asks you what you do, how you do it, whatever. The two sides of the coin. You have the process, the actual thing that you're doing, and then you have the outcome, the reason why somebody would pay for that product or pay for that service. Lead with the outcome. Then it resonates more with people. Oh, that's what you do. Versus talking about the process. People have a bad habit of talking about the process. Oh, I'm an engineer. Oh, I'm a web designer. oh, I'm a construction company. Well, what do you, well, you're a construction company. No, you should say, I help people build their dream homes.
That sounds a lot better to me personally. I mean,
Now you can say, I help people's dreams come true. Do you know what I tell people when they ask me what I do? I help small business owners 5x or 10x their business over a period of, 3 years. I have a hyper growth program. That is a lot more exciting than going, yeah, I build websites and I drive traffic from Google and I run this AI and I do ads. Talk about the end result. Talk about the end result. I grow businesses because at the end of the day, that's what I do. I grow businesses.
And sometimes when we're talking about like mindset too, like sometimes when we talk about mindset too, I mean, we wouldn't just say like for me personally, I wouldn't just say, we provide an AI driven market intelligence technology or an AI driven predictive audience technology. I would say
that's all blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. We provide, what is something that you could say? We're the guys who pull from voice data, or like I play with that.
Yeah.
Like
I'll say, hey, have you ever talked about something and saw an ad for it? We're the guys.
That's that. Yeah. Yeah.
We distribute the tech. The technology's been around for a while, but now the torch has been passed.
I help we provide a technology that helps people cut their customer acquisition costs in half. Stuff like that. Stuff like that's intriguing.
Juicy
and then they
stuff.
think cut in half.
The stuff that matters that will resonate with people.
then
Because if somebody's already running ads, you're saying, hey, we offer a tech that helps customers that are running ads cut their costs in half.
And they go cut in half.
What? They go
cut in
what?
half. Yeah. Okay. Cut in half. And you're like, yes, we do.
thing that
Here's some client success stories.
The one thing that makes me nuts is when someone thinks they dig to the point where they're insinuating that you're full of shit.
They try to prove to themselves that it's not real.
There's nothing. That's that type of situation. I will defend. At that point, at a certain point, I just walk away. I'm like,
Not a good fit.
Like, this guy's a troublemaker. Get out of here. I don't want to work with you. You can beg me. I'm out. How do we get into this?
No, yeah, we're pitching again. No, but it's all like I said before, it's all about messaging. Like in your personal life. I mean, if you're in the industry, you're an entrepreneur, you own a marketing agency, you own a fulfillment center, you own anything. It's it's all about the way you position yourself. It's all about the messaging.
Yeah. So let's say you're a roofing company. You can say, I help homeowners protect their homes from the elements with high technology, cutting edge materials for roofing. Okay, that's a more sophisticated, interesting way to say that I'm a roofer. Get into like the juicy stuff, the sizzle, get into what you do. But talking about the process of being a roofer, that's like saying, yeah, I swing a hammer. Come on, dude. Like talk about dress up what you do in a way that it's going to be interesting for people to make them possibly ask more.
It creates intrigue.
Yeah.
It creates, value. It you know what I mean? I'm trying to think of
Yeah. So like what I did one day was I took what we did and I broke it down and I said, okay, we're a digital marketing company, blah. Nobody cares. Next, we help small businesses improve their presentation, their communication, and their visibility. It's a little bit more granular. It's a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
Now, if we want to go really on that outcome side, we help small businesses position themselves for growth.
We help small businesses double, triple their business within a year.
Yeah.
We help businesses do this. We help businesses do that. We're a digital marketing agency. You don't want to say that.
Yeah.
You don't want to say that. But okay, so in personal life and sales pitches, it is very important. Now, on the other end, it's very important online. How you message yourself. It's also text-based content too. How you message, how you form your text-based. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Text-based.
Like
content.
let's just say you have a bridal shop. Rather than going, yeah, I have a bridal shop, I sell dresses, you would say, I help brides position themselves to have the best day on their, what do they call it? Their day, their big day. Like you got to have like a catchy
Ceremony?
phrase, like I help brides take the right steps necessary to have the best day on their biggest day of their life.
It takes some creativity.
Like something like that, like something that sounds like brand worthy, that's interesting. Don't just say, oh, I have a bridal shop. Don't commoditize yourself. Make yourself a little bit different. People try to commoditize me all the time. They're like, yeah, you know how many guys call me for SEO, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, I'm not them. I'm nothing like them. I never will be anything like them. I gotta reel it in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm 100 million people could knock on your door. This is the opportunity of a lifetime for your business to actually get shit done in the right way and actually see a return.
Yeah, so you have that messaging, and then you have those big, bold statements, and then you also have to have the client success stories or the testimonials or anything else to back it up.
Yeah, you got to have success stories. You got to have, and if you're just starting out, partner up with somebody that has the success stories already and make them your partner, whether they do the fulfillment or whatever. Try to find something that you can show people, because it's going to be very difficult for you to do this.
But let's get into the messaging online. Like, let's talk about like commercials, because there are commercials out there who are talking about insurance commercials. We've talked about this before. They're talking about protection, right? Protection of assets, protection of, yourself, of things that you have, things that you own. But it doesn't say State Farm's great. Like, they have that guy who gets into these accidents and he's like, oh, I'm covered though. Like, they're not saying what they're providing. They're saying what could happen and how they can protect that from you from that happening. It's all online as well, not just in words that you speak in verbal, conversations. It's also online. How you position your advertising, the text content that's on, ads or in social media. You got to be creative, and messaging is, so important when it comes to this sort of stuff.
Yeah, you have to make sure that if it's technical, that you dumb it down, you make it simple, easy to understand, simple-minded proposition. Make sure it's very clear. And you can watch people's reactions, and you can practice this. So your elevator pitch, when people ask you what you do, watch people's nonverbal cues. See if they turn their head, if they're squint a little bit, if they're like, you'll see if people are understanding what you're talking about. And always follow up to see, like, have you heard of that? And try to figure out a way to convey what you do or your elevator pitch in a way that is instantly people know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna flat out say, what do you do, dude? And I always tell people, I'm in sales. I say, I'm in sales, cut the fluff, get to the point. I don't need any bullshit.
Yeah.
You could say, my biz dev guy that works with me, he called me and he started talking. I just heard his voice. I didn't need to hear anything else other than his price. I was like, boom, dude, you're a rock star. I'm going to hire you. Off his voice, not off anything else. So get to the point. That's very important. So when you're creating messaging, get to the point. Don't talk about how long you've been in business. Don't talk about fluff, platitudes, crap. Yeah. People don't care how long you've been in business unless they like your brand and they like your offering. They have a need. They have intent. Then they go, it's a follow-up question. Well, how long you been around? No one ever first goes, geez, I need to find someone that's been in business for 22 years. No one's Googling that. Yeah. Nobody's Googling that. It's a follow-up. It's like a validation, like, okay, you guys have your shit together. You guys have been around for 22 years. It's never like, I need to find somebody that's been around. No.
It's validation. It's not the important.
Nobody thinks that way. So just understand how you might be proud that you've been in business for 22 years. We've been in business for 16. Yeah, we're proud of it. But we don't freaking lead with that.
No, but and I guess this is another big reason why I wanted to talk about about messaging today, is because I feel like people don't realize everything that is included in messaging. I always hear, can you, do you do websites? Do you do a logo? Do you like this stuff with graphic design and text copy and all this stuff? It's all brand messaging. Brand messaging is any and all communications. Mm-hmm. So it's websites, it's advertising, it's blog posts, email marketing, social media, it's everything.
Yeah, you could just babble all day. I go high level. I help small businesses grow. I help small businesses get access to big business advertising strategies and tactics.
Yeah.
With a small business budget.
And you're doing, yeah. And so it's not like, it's very strategic how you do your messaging, because you're essentially like, You're trying to control, you're trying to push what the person on the other side of the conversation or the other side of the phone or the advertising is thinking. You are trying to hit a point that you know is going to be a pain point, and that's going to be very broad. I help businesses blank. I build blank. I do blank. You're not being specific. You're giving the full picture. Like you were saying, the home builder, right? What do the people in that are your customers, what do they think when they come to you? We want to build our dream home. That's their goal. I build this.
That's what you should be saying. All home builders should be saying that. When someone says, "What do?" You say, "I help people build their dream home."
Or I build modern offices, or like something, just like, give the people what they want. And then that's going to set intrigue. It's going to set interest. They're going to reach out to you because your messaging was right. Mm-hmm. So it's not just in communication and talking. It's everywhere. Messaging is very, very important. It's all about your brand. That is your messaging.
Sorry, if I say that, like, I'm in digital marketing. The conversation just really ends there. They're not really thinking. They think I just build websites and do some bullshit on Facebook. But if you say that I grow businesses, chances are they know someone in business that might be struggling. Maybe they want to grow. You just lost an opportunity because you just gave someone a very flat, boring, go to sleep statement about what you do.
So messaging, that was the topic of today. We were running meetings, and he was talking about something, and he said, messaging. I helped this company with messaging this one time, which you should tell that story. And they went from, trying to grow, looking at different sources, and they blew up into $1 billion company. Messaging is very important. It's extremely important. And I hope that this episode brings more value and more light to understanding that. You want to tell that story, or can you take?
Yeah. So there was a company that had challenges with their messaging. I changed that messaging in an effective way that would resonate with the people that they were speaking to, either through phone, digital, email. It doesn't matter what it was. Just changing the messaging, twisting what was said in the first 3 seconds of, let's say, a phone call. What happened was there was a shift. There was a shift in attention. There was a shift in inquiries. There was a shift in closing deals, and at such a rapid rate that the company got bought out in the billions. And I was part of that process.
But you were part of that process by helping them message.
Yeah, it was bad enough that the CEO for the company that I work at, and I'm not gonna say the name, came to my desk and told me. I don't know if I should get into this.
Yeah, that's fine. No, that's fine.
But, well, we're trying to protect an asset. We're being paid, and we don't want to give away the secret sauce. So we had a separate process that was being done. I just need to stress, this was not at my growth agency. This was at my prior life at another company. And we made the adjustments to their messaging to the point where it was like boom, 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 boom. And then like the CEO found out, well, the CEO of the client company found out and was like, what's the messaging? What's being said? He was trying to like lift, peel back the onion and see what's going on. And, we want the company I work for, which is absolutely right, to protect that. Because the worst thing in advertising or promotion or biz dev work is when someone tries to steal your thunder and then run with it and say, peace out, I don't need you. But the thing with our AI, is when your ads are humming, boom, 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 and you think you're going to go off in the sunset and yeah, I can do this on my own. We shut off that AI, and now you're just running ads the old-fashioned way. That's one thing that...
Yeah, so that's why we were talking about messaging. That's why we're getting into messaging. Messaging is very important. I think, this was a very introductory, very high overlook of the topic of messaging. But, there's so many different categories of messaging. There's so many different topics. And it's very, very important. I want to bring light to that value. But I think we covered a lot today. Thank you so much. What?
Remember, just one quick thing. Keep it clear. Keep it understandable. Keep it relatable. Keep it relevant.
And add a little bit of flair in there.
Yeah, add a little bit of flair. Make it exciting. Think about more of the outcome versus the process. So when someone asks you what you do, think about the outcome. What do people get? What's the value? What's the benefit? What's the efficiency?
Yeah.
What is the outcome? Picture a quarter, a coin. One side says outcome, one side says process. Take the process and throw it away. Don't talk about it unless somebody digs even more. Well, how do you do that?
Then you get technical and you confuse them.
Yeah, you can get technical and go zibbly-zobbly and all that stuff.
It's all about the first impression.
Yeah, the first impression.
All about the first
The
impression.
first impression. Just remember that. Clarity. Clarity. Keep it simple.
Thank you so much for joining us today on the Real Business Roundtable.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so that you get notified every time we post a new video. Check us out on Instagram for clips and updates, and peace out.
The outcome.